Hello, this is Al, and here we have a gigantic set, and it's from the new Monkey Kid line, which, as far as I know, is only available on Lego.com and in Lego stores if they're open. And this is the big bad guy called the Demon Bull King, and it is set number 80010 with over 1,000 parts. And as you can tell, I only have the legs on my screen, so I'm going to have to experiment with trying to do reviews with bigger things. But first, let's check out our figures. So first of all, the first figure here, let's take his gear off, is the Monkey Kid. And as far as I know, at least, it's based on a TV show and Chinese mythology, but I am not 100% sure on everything, so I'm just going to look at the figures from a Lego enthusiast. So first up, awesome printing, fantastic model. I have to say for this minifigure, you got side leg printing, which I think is great. No back printing, but it does have the boots that kind of go up there. Just in the legs, the printing and everything's nice. And then you have his torso. It looks like he's got a yellow coat over a shirt. Really nice printing. You can see the zipper, which is kind of crazy. Then you have like a Monkey Kid little thing on the back, which looks really cool. Then you have this new hairpiece, which has printing on the band. Some of them do on the line, some of them don't. Otherwise, it goes all the way around. And you have the neck headphone piece, which is pretty cool. And you can see, I really like this face. It really looks like he's focused, angry, and gonna get in there. And then the other side, you just kind of have a smirk, and you can see kind of the headset only really goes around the neck like that. Overall, really nice printing, really nice figure, really nice parts. Here we have the staff that he has, and you can see we got this new bar piece that might be like a lightsaber hilt type piece, you could say, and it's in the actual like shiny gold, we'll call it. So this looks really crisp and really nice, so that's pretty cool and nice to get two of those parts. I think you might get an extra too. Here we have his buddy or his boss, Pigsy, and he is definitely a pig type person. But yeah, so he is a pig, and from his head you can see he's kind of got the snout, kind of have ears, kind of got a focused look. He's got one stud on his head, and that really, I've experimented, does only kind of fit very specific pieces. For hats are pretty good, hair pieces not so much. And then again, he has a really nice printing for his shirt. You can actually kind of see his gut hanging out there with a belly button, which I just noticed now. But he's got kind of a jacket with a shirt on, and then on the back, he's kind of got some pouches. He's got a fork sticking out of there, and his logo for his food truck. And even to add to that, look at the leg printing on here. You kind of have like cargo pants, and these are the medium, shorter ones. But still, that's really nice to even get some printing on there. So overall, so far, really nice figures. He also has equipment. So it's like a red pitchfork here, and then a meat grinder kind of weird setup on top. Not exactly sure how the meat gets shredded into weaponry, but okay. It's kind of imaginative and interesting. The little clipped on square there is supposed to be like a targeting type thing that you might look through. So that's kind of interesting. Now let's look at the bad people. I don't remember the name of this character, but I have to say it's awesome. So first of all, you can see they used the skirt piece and really nice kind of red gold detail. You can kind of see that it's kind of showing her skin there. Just really nice printing all across. The only thing is there's no side printing, and the back printing's pretty nice, but there's no back printing to the skirt. I like to see more printing on the skirts that they make. Unfortunately, they have yet to do that, and you have this wild hair piece here. It's kind of made to look like the Minotaur type effect that they have going on. And then the character has two facial expressions. You have the angry with a little jewelry on top, and then you have more of a smirk, not as angry little one there. And then she has a staff that comes with this like plastic, mostly. I think it's just plastic, but it's foiled out so you can see how shiny it is. And it's really kind of really cool looking. But you get one of those to kind of just put on the staff, which is kind of neat. But now we can get into the massive figure. So right now you just see his legs for the most part, but let's see if I can't zoom into his feet. So first of all, his feet do have the kind of flex side to side. They are on a joint, you can kind of see there, but those are pretty much designed not to really do much. It's just to really get the angle. It doesn't have any knees, but it is made to look like it has knees. But just in the design of the feet, just look at that. That's really cool. It's kind of got the cloven hoof type look, using Metal Beard's beard piece. And that's really cool. It's a nice piece usage right there. And you kind of have some armored detail up there. I do like how they kind of have mixed in the pink and the purple. It makes it look like a mixture of flesh and mechanical, which is pretty cool. And this is kind of the area that represents the knees. Really nice construction on this whole model. And it really was drawn in by the purple, pink, and kind of the strong metal type look. These are some interesting new sloped pieces in magenta. And they have a sticker on them that has a clear side, so you could put that on any color you really want. You get tons of these metallic type gold bricks, as you can see them all over the figure. Both legs are pretty much built exactly the same. I do like getting, obviously, the pink and purple pieces. It doesn't look too bad from the back, although I will say once you get up to the torso, it starts looking rather really bad, just because this indent here just kind of looks out of place and incomplete. And obviously the joints are kind of sticking out there. So it leaves a little to be desired right here. But on the front, on the lower area, they kind of have a nice, almost like a loincloth type build using these black windshields, which are a pretty nice piece to get. And obviously you can see a black Nexo shield. You have these angled in that gets into the pipes, so it's pretty cool. But let's take a look at the upper half. So here we got the upper half a little bit better in view here. Move the head up. So you have this really kind of like skeletal look for the torso. And there's also a feature that has, yep, that is a light brick in there. And it's pretty cool, and it's actually kind of bright. I'll have to try, maybe I can end the video with doing it in the dark. But otherwise, I like the ribcage type look of it here. And a little bit of a side thing. And like I said, the back of him doesn't look too good. You can see just push it right there, which is pretty nice featuring that, you can hold it and do that if you're playing it as a toy. While we're back here, we can look at the really intriguing joint that they use for the shoulder here. And that hits the camera. Come on, guy, don't hit the camera. It's really cool. I like how it holds it. It's not weak, because I was worried that when they would have this, it was going to be a weak joint. Now, initially it is kind of weak, but when I show you from the front, you'll see why it's a little bit stronger. It's actually because they have this also kind of gear part, which might be kind of hard to see, but that kind of keeps it in place. So instead of it just freely spinning around, it actually is held in place, which is really nice, because otherwise it would just always hang down, which would kind of stink. But this guy does have a head, amazingly enough, and it's really cool. And I'm actually just going to pop it off because it's not too hard. Unfortunately, that's what I don't like, is it only goes and attaches here. But one of the other things I can show here before I get to the head is this kind of rib cage flame type part, which is hard to see, but you can kind of see it there. It's really cool. I like how they built it up. It's really interesting, and they kind of have the flames in there. Overall, this just has tons of awesome building features and stuff. So you have two arms here, and the shoulder parts are built the same. We'll take a look at that. Again, this is a clear black type sticker. I would imagine this is supposed to be metallic and make it look like there's flames under here instead of this translucent orange. It's more so kind of supposed to be flames. I like the mixture of magenta and purple and the sticker to kind of bring it together. You got some other stickers here too. The hand is kind of okay. The fingers kind of feel off to me, but they do work. You know, they obviously this is clipped in, but they can hold kind of stuff. You could probably hold a figure in there. And speaking of that, let's pop out the axe if we can and rip off one of his fingers, because that happens whenever I make a video. So here we have this axe, which is really nicely done. The handle is just pretty much simply one of those sail pieces. I would say inverted, basically. You got a really nice sticker there. You kind of see there's kind of a back thing, but I don't know if the concept is this is like a laser type concept and the laser cuts, or this is like some sort of directed flame that comes out that's like super hot. Either way, it looks awesome. It's a very interesting design for an axe, and it works really nicely, and I am happy with how it looks. And obviously he can hold it. The only thing that I don't really like is that it has to clip in dual clipping or Technic pieces, so it can't really be posed too well. And his other hand doesn't have fingers, so you can't have him holding with two hands. Speaking of the other hand, or arm, I should say. So like I said, the shoulders are pretty much exactly the same, but I do like the colors. You have this really awesome build for like a flame cannon. So you see the lantern piece kind of here. That could be like fuel or exhaust or something like that. You have caution and warning around it, probably because it's so hot. And it even has a new flame piece that instead of going into clear, it goes into kind of a smoky type black or brown. Really cool. Obviously there's stickers on there probably saying caution, it's hot, although I don't know why, because these are bad guys. I don't think they would care. But I really like this build right here, which is actually pretty simple. It just uses these things clipped on around it, and it makes it look like it's a caged in energy flow. And as you can see, it spins fairly nicely, and it's just a really cool look to the whole. This whole part I think is really awesome looking. This is clearly, there's not as much pink and purple in here because it's more of the technology, but still really awesome. And then to add to that, there's these two cannons up top here where you can see that they kind of use the metallic gridding in again. And again, that's supposed to be like flames, which I don't know if I overly like that. That's probably one of the things I don't like the most. But then the concept is that you could, here, I'll show this. You have stuff in there, you push this in, it shoots out. More of a toy type feature, but yeah, not too special there. But this thing looks really cool, but let's get to the head. One of the things with the head I don't like is how it's connected. It's only connected by these clips, which means it can only go up and down, which is kind of lame. So one of the things though that's really kind of cool with the head is this is a piece I've never seen before. It clips in Technic like that, and that kind of gives it the horns. You have a lot of dark red actually kind of in this set a little bit in place, especially the head here. This is a print with a really angry eye. But yeah, otherwise it's kind of simple, but the effect does get across. You have this kind of like as his nose ring, and you kind of have this to represent his nostrils, and you got this, and you got the eyebrow. It's got everything there. And then they throw in the metal beard upside down, which works perfectly. I would say this is a fantastic head. The only problem is how it's attached. It would have been nice to have it on a bigger ball joint, and I kind of feel like they could have done that, so I'm not exactly sure why. I don't think it's too heavy that a ball joint would be a problem. Obviously, you get two of the eyes on both sides. I think they're virtually the same print, just inverted. Really cool head here. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and see if I can't turn off most of my lights and turn that light on just to kind of get an effect, and maybe even zoom it out so I can kind of see him better. But this is a really awesome set, I have to say. It's really awesome, but let's see if I can't get that set up. Okay, so I managed to turn off some of my lights except for this one, and I'll turn it off once I got the check here. So as you can see, I was able to get it back a little bit more, which is pretty cool. But let's turn this light off if I can make sure I see, yeah, right there. So that looks pretty menacing. And I love how it goes through the axe. This guy just looks like he's gonna just destroy things. Just, that looks really awesome. But that's going to be it for my video. Let me know how it went, because this is a bigger figure and I'm not used to doing that. But I have to say, playing with this when it's dark is pretty awesome, actually. So the light feature added into that, I think, is really cool. If I were to play with it like a kid, that would be pretty cool. And even having that just so that you can turn the lights off and display it like that and say, oh, hey, it does that. That looks pretty cool, actually. You know, like it actually looks like it's glowing. That's really cool. But that's all I got to say about that. I want to thank you for watching and everything. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've gotten this far, you're incredible and awesome. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.